Morning. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Lenawee County Land Bank Authority for Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. You'll have a copy of the agenda in your packet. Looking for an approval.
Move to approve.
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Moving on to the approval of the meeting minutes from Tuesday, October 28th, 2025.
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying. Sorry. Is your mic on?
I was just asking a question about if we should know what time Jake left during the meeting last month.
Is that?
He wasn't a part of
minutes?
I have not reviewed your minutes, but there should be some indication that he did leave. That way, if there were any further questions or votes or later on in the minutes, that would be acknowledged that Mr. Wright was not here.
Okay, we can add that to the summary of the minutes. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to the finance reports for October 2025. Direct your attention to the income statement. You'll notice at the very top under the revenue section on the first line, we did bring in $578.73 in 550 property tax money from 427 North Steer Street in Addison. Just below that, under application fees, that is the $25 fee for each of the Lau Avenue properties from Habitat. Underneath the expense, very first line under professional and contractual, the $2,410.44. If you remember, we do annual cleanup at Buckeye for Eagle to do their testing. That was paid to the Drain Commission for their cleanup of the property, so Eagle could continue that testing. About midway down under conferences and seminars, $442.64 were some expenses that Francine incurred on her journey to our land bank conference. And then we had $460 in mowing charges for the month. That leaves us a cash balance of $250,710.12. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you.
I'd move to approve the financials for the month.
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to new business, we do have two board members that are up for reappointment, Jake Wright and Roger Ferguson. They have both indicated that they are interested in continuing on our board for the next 3 years. So I would need a motion to accept those reappointments to our board.
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it was a late addition to your packet, but you all should have a copy of the 2026 Land Bank draft budget. Not many changes from the previous year. You will notice that we did carry over the $135,000 grant monies from the state. Those would be reflected on the expense side under professional and contractual rather than demolition, because that's typically where I receive all of those invoices through. I know you haven't had much time to review, but is there any questions for the draft budget?
Do we have enough in for conferences and seminars?
It can always be adjusted later if we don't. This is just our typical draft. We keep everything pretty standard moving into it till we can see what that looks like in the future.
was thinking it was like, what, $440 this month.
Well, if you see 2025, there's actually $784.66 total expended. So,
Okay.
I mean, we're pretty on track.
Okay.
Are you looking for a motion to approve the draft?
I am looking for a motion to approve the draft once it's been
I would
reviewed.
make a motion that we approve the 2026 land bank draft budget.
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Now, I promised we wouldn't do this anymore probably this year, but once again, we do have an item to be discussed under closed session for the purpose of sale of real estate. I'll be looking for a roll call vote to go into closed session.
Make a motion, in accordance with MCL 15.268, section 81D, to go into closed session to review the sale of a property.
Support.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Director Wright,
Yes.
Director Punnett, absent. Director Brown,
Yes.
Director Ferguson,
Yes.
Director Sarnat,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins, Chair Van Dyke.
Yes.
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent? Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, back into open session. Do we have a motion to be made?
I make a motion to accept the offer for 2471 East Maumee Street in the amount of $12,500.
Support?
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, moving on to existing business, blight elimination grant. We don't have too many updates at this time. I know we do have some start dates for demolition. Jake, if you could refresh my memory, is it mid-December?
Yeah.
For the start of the project. Mr. Lerner did provide us a copy of a document that he signed allowing us access. We may have to do a couple tweaks to some of the information on there, but for the most part, we have an agreement in place to proceed. So I don't have anything further other than that. Jake, do you have anything else to add?
No, we just need to get that, that free walkthrough with Mr. Lerner and the contractors. Get that set next week or so. And then ALAM will start the abatement first, followed by Sazarski actually wrecking the building.
Great. Moving forward. Moving on to application status for the 1117 and 1123 Lau Avenue. We remember we did have the application from Habitat to purchase those properties, and we have closed the books on that one. So we are all sold. And before we go to Community Development Coordinator comments, I would like to recognize Francine. She did a lot of work and achieved her PhD. I know she's been recognized already, but as a really important part of this board, I mean, I know she doesn't sit on the board, but she really does a great job for us. I want to recognize her from the land bank that she did. She's now Dr. Francine Zisk. And I really appreciate all the work you do for us. It's really appreciated.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we'll move on to your comments.
Okay, thank you. Thank you again. Good morning. Working with the properties, if you see the two Low Avenue properties and the red door that just came through, I'd like to note that those three new properties all had applications under 90 days. And were able to, as you know, the 12,500 was a great bonus, and the other two properties going to Habitat, which is going to be putting back into the community, especially in that neighborhood. So with that, with our inventory selling so quickly, which is a great thing, looking at the existing pieces of property, what we have and what we can do. I've been working with Chair Van Dyke, doing a letter of intent on the Jefferson School property. And if that goes through, then you'll have more details coming through, but looking at all options, what we can do with that, and hopefully working with the city of Adrian and what we can produce there, because that's our longest piece of property that we have, and asking a lot, but a lot of money has gone into that. So looking at how we can generate some new property into the land bank, because we've been successful with what we've had, being able to sell it. As you know, we're on the Dura property. We've been accepted into phase 2. I think you discussed that last month. And moving forward, I will be working with the landlocked properties, because to no avail for the letters that we have sent to contact to get rid of those, it's time to really move on those so we can be done with that. Anyone have any questions?
What is your next step on the landlocked, since we haven't received any response back? What are we going to do next?
So physically look at what would make sense. There's two pieces of property that are very small, and trying to go out and do some knocking on the door of who is utilizing that property, and then working with our attorney to look at how we can write that up to process that. I've done some drive-throughs and, you know, it's going on someone's property or knocking on someone's door is hard to find the time of when they're home, right? Because they work. And so the letters have not done anything. Got a phone calls from a piece of property and tried to do the trail back because it's a rental. So trying to figure out who is the right person to get it to and working with the council in order to do that correctly.
And for the letter of intent for Jefferson School, the Jefferson School property, is that to Mistra? Is that
Correct.
funding?
Yes. Trying to work out some details best suited and how we can do that.
Any other questions? Moving on to public comment. Any public comment? Hearing none, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?